Hey friend, welcome back to The Gentle Reset, your no judgment zone for creating a home that actually works for you. I'm Allison, ADHD home and systems coach, former occupational therapist, and mom of two, and I'm so glad you're here. If you've ever felt like ADHD makes home stuff way harder and you hear ADHD is your superpower and wonder what that's even supposed to mean, then this episode is for you. Let's take one simple step together today. Here's your weekly 3, a mind hack, a home hack, and a personal highlight to help your home feel lighter, more functional, and easier to maintain. So why does this topic matter to me right now? Because I see this conversation popping up everywhere, this idea that ADHD is a superpower. And I know for a lot of ADHD women, that phrase doesn't sit right. Because if your brain is swirling, your house is a mess, and you're just trying to keep up, you might be thinking, okay, but have you seen my kitchen table lately? And I get it. That's exactly why I wanted to start this new series, because I believe ADHD traits don't need to be fixed or seen as problems to overcome. It's not about pretending ADHD is amazing all the time. It's about flipping the script on 5 ADHD traits that over 50 ADHD women told me are the most frustrating when it comes to taking care of their home. And we'll be diving into each one this season. And don't forget to hit follow now so you don't miss next week's episode all about ADHD and hyperfocus. So in today's episode, we're talking about what a superpower actually is and why ADHD traits often feel more like struggles than strengths. And finally, I'll give you one practical way to get unstuck today, plus a client story about turning a cluttered desk into a calming, functional workspace. So let's jump in. Let's talk about this word superpower. When people hear ADHD is your superpower, it can feel confusing or even frustrating, especially when the day-to-day feels anything but powerful. I definitely don't go around saying this to my daughter or my clients. Let's talk about what I actually mean by that, because it's probably not how you've heard it before. It's not about pretending everything's easy or amazing. So what is a superpower? According to AI, a superpower is a deeply ingrained strength, something someone does exceptionally well, often without realizing how unique or valuable it really is. Things like deep empathy, quick problem solving, or creative thinking. It highlights an ability that makes someone stand out, and with the right support, that superpower can really shine. Here's the thing, when you're just trying to get through the day, those ADHD traits don't feel like superpowers. They feel like the very things holding you back, and that's real. That's why I want to flip the belief from these traits are just things I have to push through or hide to something more empowering. These traits are real, and when they're understood and supported, they can become tools that work with me, not against me. And a quick note before we move on. I'm not here to diagnose or treat anything, including ADHD. If you think you might have ADHD and want clarity, I always recommend reaching out to a trusted professional for support and an official diagnosis if that feels right for you. My role here isn't clinical, it's practical. I'm here to help build awareness, connect the dots, and create simple systems that actually work with the way your brain operates. And just so you know, this isn't a one-size-fits-all take on ADHD. Every woman with ADHD is different. We all experience traits and challenges differently, and that's completely normal. I'm simply sharing what I've learned through working with ADHD women and supporting them as they figure out what works best in their homes and lives. Did you know that over 50 ADHD women told me that these 5 traits are the most frustrating when it comes to keeping up with their homes? Hyperfocus, squirrel brain, transitions, task paralysis, and big emotions. These 5 traits are the exact ones I help my clients recognize, not just as struggles, but as potential superpowers. And we're going to explore each one in the next 5 episodes. I'll also be checking in with my Instagram community throughout the series, so don't forget to follow Calm Cottage Coaching to share your thoughts, because real-time input helps me support you better. When I work with my clients, they actually get to take an ADHD superpower quiz that I created to see which traits show up the most and how to start working with it instead of fighting against it. Now, I'm not going to go deep into strategies right now, but something that makes a huge difference for all 5 traits is support. I hear this all the time from ADHD women. I should be able to do this on my own, whether it's laundry, dishes, decluttering, or organizing. But just because you can't do it on your own doesn't mean you're failing in your home. It might just mean you need a new strategy or a system that's actually built for how your brain works. Body doubling is one of the simplest ways to get unstuck. Whether that's working alongside a friend, joining a virtual co-working session, or even listening to this podcast while you do dishes. And hey, don't forget to hit follow so you don't miss future episodes. Body doubling activates your brain and takes the pressure off of doing it all alone. I even call my sister so I can get chores done while we talk, because it comes a little more automatically and gives me the motivation I need to get it done. This is also why coaching can be so powerful. You're not just getting strategies, you're getting someone who sees how your brain works and helps you build systems that actually stick. A coach customizes tools that fit your home and your life. A coach is someone in your pocket cheering you on every step of the way. They believe in you even when you're doubting yourself. And if you feel like you're in survival mode right now, just trying to keep your head above water, I want you to know you're not alone and there's nothing wrong with you. We all go in and out of survival mode during different chapters of our life, and that's completely normal. I know I've been there recently, especially when there's a lot of personal stuff going on behind the scenes. It just might not be the right time for big changes, and that's okay. Sometimes the best thing we can do is focus on self-care, support, and feeling more grounded before making changes in your home or routines. There's no rush. You're allowed to move forward at your own pace. My work is most impactful when someone is ready to take action. And sometimes the best first step is simply asking for help from someone you trust. So I want to share a quick story about one of my clients, a mom and business owner, who is struggling with something I know so many of you can relate to. Paper piles, cluttered surfaces, and that constant feeling of where do I even start? Her home office had become a place she avoided, the desk was overwhelming, the cube shelves had turned into a catch-all, and there were stacks of paper she'd been putting off for, well, way too long. Together, we worked virtually because, yes, this can be done even if we're not in the same room, and we took it one step at a time. We created a filing system simple enough to stick with. We repositioned furniture to make the room actually work for her, and reorganized those shelves so they weren't just stuffing zones anymore. During our maintenance check-in 2 months later, she told me something that made me so excited for her. She said, I now have a baseline for my office. I know where things belong, and I can clear off my desk every night to end the workday. I'm so proud of myself. And here's what I love. She didn't overhaul everything overnight. She took it one step at a time with support and a plan that felt doable for her real life. We weren't aiming for Pinterest perfect. We were aiming for functional, and that's what made it stick. So if your desk is covered right now with random stuff and papers you meant to file last month, or your playroom bins are overflowing with toys that haven't been touched in weeks, and you're tired of constantly stepping on Legos every day, you don't have to tackle the whole room all at once. You just need a place to start and maybe somebody in your corner. That's exactly what my room makeovers are for, and I'm currently accepting new clients. Let's get your space decluttered and organized before the holidays hit. I know there's a room you've been avoiding for way too long. You keep telling yourself you're going to tackle it on your own, and then it just doesn't happen. You're not failing. You may just need someone who understands your ADHD brain to help you get started and keep going and get it done. Let's turn it from chaotic to functional together. You can find more information on room makeovers in the show notes. And if you want me to follow up with you personally, just fill out my quick curiosity form, also linked in the show notes. So here's what I want you to take away from today. Your ADHD traits aren't flaws you have to fix or overcome. With the right awareness and support, they can actually become your greatest strengths, especially when it comes to your home. You don't have to change who you are to make your space work. You just need the right tools, a little guidance, and a place to start. Well, that's it for today, friend. If this episode spoke to you, will you screenshot it and share it with a friend who needs it too? You never know who needs the reminder that they're not alone in this. And if you have a second, leaving a quick review helps me reach more ADHD women who need support with their homes. Remember, one small shift at a time creates momentum. You're doing better than you think, and I'm so proud of you. See you next week on The Gentle Reset for another weekly 3.